Hello, everybody. It's Rusty Champaign here with you, and we're back once again in the wonderful world of storekeeper. Now, at the end of our last episode, we had actually gone out and we'd hired a couple of people to finally help us out here in the warehouse. Here's our loader who will help us out with all of our outbound shipments. And we also hired the not ever to be seen driver helper, I believe is the official title of our other employees. So if we go here, management, and look at nope, that's not here. Where was it again? It's amazing how quickly I forget things. It was under business, yeah. And then if we click here, employees, yeah, driver helper. And the warehouse staff pay gets taken out automatically each day. I do believe that got added in there because I was having trouble figuring out whether or not we were actually paying for these people every day. And as it turns out, we are. So the driver helper is basically they're not seen, but what they do is they just make sure that everything that says that is supposed to be on your truck that you receive from somebody is actually on that truck. So that's what the purpose is of the driver helper. They just make sure that everything that you say you're supposed to have on your truck is actually there. So you don't really have to worry about taking notes anymore, as I understand it. So we're actually going to try this with one of our smaller trucks just to make sure that this is doing what I think it's supposed to be doing. So we're going to go here to shipments. We're going to do the bakery shipment because that's always a cheap one. So for $321, we're going to go ahead. Now, I should not need my clipboard. So this is going to have bread and it's going to have donuts, and it should have 72 bread, 12 donuts, and I should not need this, I don't believe. So I picked it up, but I don't think I'm going to need to do anything with it. And we're going to go over here, grab our cart, and everything that it said was supposed to be everything that was listed on the clipboard should be on the truck, and there should be no missing items because of our driver helper. And so far so good. We got our 12 donuts, and it looks like we've got all of our bread, so maybe that's actually doing exactly what we think it's supposed to do, which would be great. And then the question becomes whether or not we actually have to write in the notes, and that's the part we're also going to see when we try this out. So let's just get everything unloaded from here. But it is all there, so we should not have any shortages anymore. We're going to go ahead, bring it in, and I'm going to let's release this. So this is the regular bread, so that's going to go, I need to set this. That's the one that's short, so I'm going to have to take this and put it over here on the side. And then I'll take these and set them. No, actually, I want that bread at the bottom because that's the one that is the partial. So I want that at the very bottom of the list. Eventually, I think we're going to have a way to get rid of these partials, and it might be with hiring other people at other places. And so we're going to also take a look at that today, see what we might be able to do with that. Because I know that we can hire some people at the other establishments, even if we don't have those establishments currently available to rent. But I think that we can still do things there, or I would hope so, because it's available to us. Now, I think someone did ask whether or not we could take any of the dairy or any of the bakery goods and put it on this shelf, and yes, we can. I just always been setting it on the floor. I believe the produce can also go up on this shelf, and that may have actually been the question that was being asked, was whether or not you can take the produce and put it on the blue shelf, and yes, you can. So anything that goes in a dry place can go up on those shelves, and I believe, I mean, it won't go there because that's too small of a shelf. But yeah, anything that is in a dry place can go up on a shelf, and that'll be perfectly fine. Not a problem with it. So now we're going to go here, and again, I'm going to try to not do anything with the clipboard, and we're just going to go to shipments complete. No, we actually got to do, we still have to do that. So we still have to type in all the notes, but we know that everything's right because of our driver helper. So I guess that's the main thing that they do. Now, again, whether or not that is worth, I thought I did that. So, I typed that over. That was on that note, and then that's that note. All right, there we go. Now complete. So now whether that's worth $300 a day to you, that's an excellent question. I don't really know. I mean, it could be a lot, or it may be okay. It's really hard to say with that one. And then, if I remember right, we only had one outbound order that we were able to do. And this was this one for the broccoli, cucumbers, and garlic. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to deliver that using our loader, so we don't have to touch anything. Loader will take care of it, and so we don't have to go out do a darn thing with it. And everything with the order is perfectly fine. Oh yeah, and I forgot for this one, I've got to move my head all the way up to the top. So I go all the way up here for this one. Because there's a bunch of information shows up at the bottom here. So other orders that we've got. So bread rolls, baguettes, milk luxury, more milk luxury, lots of milk luxury that we don't have, and then some other produce there. So the one thing I do want to check though is I do want to look at these businesses, and like if we just go to the bakery. So it says here that we can hire a cashier, so it works in the store and sells products to customers. Now, again, according to this, now we can actually rent this place for $50. So maybe we go ahead and rent it. I don't know. I mean, it might be worth it to try. So let's see. Let's go ahead and rent the place. So we have salaries that we would need to pay and rent we would need to pay. We're going to go ahead and supply it. I'm just winging all this. We're going to supply it, so only load products that match the store types. Press supply to send it off. So truck is ready for loading. So I guess we can send off whatever we want to send. So we can just, I guess, go ahead. It doesn't seem like I can use the loader for it. Let's see. So the truck's not there. I wonder if I just hit supply and then it's ready to go. So let's go back here, businesses. So supply. So only load products that match the store type. So if I then go out here, is that truck there ready to go? Now it's there. Okay, so maybe we just had to get the other truck out first. I'm not quite sure. But we can go ahead, put all of our bread on there. So yeah, I might as well. Let's give this a whirl, see what's going to happen here. So we're going to load it up with all of our bread just because we can. So yeah, let's throw all the bread on there. So all of everything we've got, including that one that's a partial. So that's going to be a great way to get rid of the partial. So we're going to go take this, throw it all on our truck. And we'll probably go ahead and hire the cashier at that place, just because that's the only way we're going to actually sell any of the bread, it seems like. So we're going to see exactly how much money we're going to make doing this, because we're renting the place for $50 a day, and we've got a cashier that we're going to be paying $50 a day as well. So we better be making some good money off of this deal. And we're about to find out. So we've got the truck supplied. So let's go in here to businesses. We're going to press supply to send it off. So the truck should be on its way at this point. Let's see if the truck actually left. I guess I didn't need to close the doors yet, but now we can check and see if it's gone. It is gone. So that was our other truck that we had available to send out today. Oh, we got more colors. Oh, including orange. Alexis, you're a great guy. And purple. So Cozy is happy. I'm happy. Life is great. Look at that. Orange, hail to it. That is wonderful. And of course, purple, because of course, purple. You gotta have it. I mean, it clashes with the floors a little bit, but it's fine. It's the orange we want. That's the most important part. It might even be the official hex code. That might be the official hex code, or it looks pretty darn close to it. I'll give them that. And if there was and there is a dark blue. Nice. Nice, man. That's great. Hail to the orange. Hail to the blue. Hail alma mater. Ever so true. So true. It's beautiful. So businesses. So let's see. A cashier is going to work in the store and sell products to customers. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to need to hire that person. So we're going to hire them. And then the salesperson works in the store and increases the number of items that can be sold per day. Okay. We're going to hire them. Sure. We're hiring everybody. It's a hiring frenzy. We're going to see if this does any good for us. We're going to find out. So we're going to see a revenue graph here at this store, I do believe. So this is the revenue graph that we have at our own place. And then we're going to see exactly what we do here at the bakery. We're about to find out when we get into the next day, because I don't think there's anything we can do with it today. I'm guessing it's going to go into effect starting tomorrow. So let's get our stamp done. That's all we're going to do today, because I don't even remember how much money we got after we did all that. Let's take a look. Management, we're still at $2,150, but we're just going to go with that because I don't have any more outbound shipments I can do today anyway. So I'm not going to bring anything else in. We're just going to leave what we've got here, and we're going to see what life is going to be like now that we have the bakery. So it looks like we actually sold some stuff because I see that we've got $2,298 in our coffers. So if we go and take a look at our business, so let's check it out. We sold, so we have to pay $125 in salaries. So we made $148 we had $148 in sales, but we're paying $175 in bills. So we may not be making money on this deal. I don't know if we just need to get more stuff there, because that's the other thing I don't know is how much stuff. Like I don't know if we sold everything that we had. That we can't possibly have sold everything that we had. That can't be, because we can sell each of those bread crates for like $50 each. So that's the part where I don't know exactly how much we got. But we do have this telephone here that is like that is kind of pulsing. So let's see what this says. Hey, got any advice? Well, here's one. Opening your own store isn't that hard. Rent a place, hire staff, order stock, and pay your bills. Great. So, how do we know how much stock we have there? That becomes the question. I mean, I see that we sold stuff, but it doesn't really say what we sold. This is pulsing again. Let's see. Oh, still, hey, got any advice? So I guess that doesn't do anything new. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna have to see exactly how that continues to go because I don't quite know. There's the electronics store. We cannot rent that yet. We've got the vegetable store, which we also cannot rent yet. We have the dairy store, which we can rent once we get to level 15, and then the supermarket, which we can rent once we get to level 30. So again, we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see if this is going to do good things for us. I'm not quite sure. Oh, and this shows us what we have at each of the places. That's how we find out. So if we go here and if we go to goods, okay, so they have 49 pieces of bread left. So they've got plenty of bread. They've just got to do better at selling bread. That's what I'm understanding out of this deal. So we will continue to monitor and see how well they go with selling bread. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and we'll start taking care of some shipments because we're gonna need all the bread we can. So let's go ahead and get all of our bread because we now have our own bread store, also known as a bakery. So we need to make sure that we keep that thing pretty darn well supplied with bread because we don't want to have the bakery that has no bread in it. That would not be good. What do we got in here now? Every day it's something new. So we have lime donuts, we have chocolate donuts, we have bread rolls. So it might be worth it to send some of these donuts over there because who doesn't love a donut? But we will check and see what our outbound shipments look like before we do that. And again, I don't need to worry about counting anything here because I've been told that with our driver helper, everything that we need to. Oh no! Oh shoot! The donuts do not go there. I did not look. The donuts need to be refrigerated. I did not realize the donuts need to be refrigerated. It still throws me the things that need to be refrigerated in this game and the things that do not. I would have never guessed that the donuts need to be refrigerated. And there's a bunch of people that are like, Rusty, why didn't you just read your screen? You would have seen that. And you're right. You are right. You're absolutely right that had I read my screen, I would have known that I needed to have the donuts refrigerated. But I did not because, as always, I am a grade A maroon. And I just don't look at my screen. I just don't. It's one of my worst traits is my lack of looking at my screen. Cozy has dealt with several bouts of laryngitis as a result of the screaming that has been done, yelling at screens because I do not read mine. I'm very, very sorry. Okay, so I'm actually going to keep this just in here because I want to see exactly what we're going to need over at our bakery, and we're going to see if we have any outbound orders that will maybe require bread. And if we don't, we're going to send a bunch of this over to our bakery just to give them more products to sell. So shipments complete. Again, don't have to worry about checking the quantities anymore because we got the driver helper for $300 a day. It's a lot of money, but it might be worth it. We're now going to go here to business. Nope, that's not where we're going. We're going to go to management. We got a bunch of orders that we can send out today. So let's see. So $509 for a bunch of our bread, 159 for some bread, 509 for bread again, 1065 for sure. We're doing that, no doubt about it. So we're gonna load that up, get that out of here. Lots of veggies on that one, so that's good. And that was basically, oh shoot, that was everything. So did that also? I guess that also had. I guess that had donuts on it, and I just didn't even realize. I guess. No. So what did that have? Like, why did my other stuff go away? Huh. All right, let's take a look. Because I don't know why my other ones went away. Because all they had on there was bread. So let's take a look. What am I missing here? So management, donuts, chocolate, bread rolls 10, baguettes 15. Oh, is it because they have? Oh, well, no. I have bread rolls and I have baguettes and I have donuts. So what's going on? Hmm. 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 I'm a little bit confused. Let me take a look at this again. So one more time. Donuts, bread rolls, baguettes. I have all that. I know I do. So I'm gonna hit deliver. I'm gonna hit loader. Okay. Yeah. I knew I had all that. I knew I hadn't sent it, so I don't know why the check mark had gone away off of there. That normally doesn't happen. Normally, when you send something off, the check mark stays. And I knew that the one order that we did before was nothing but produce. So that's, huh. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. And I hit replay. Why did I do that? That's not what I meant to do. So, oh, okay. That was an error. It's interesting to see exactly what happens there. So, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. So let's go in here again. Management. Now the check marks are there. So, yeah, deliver, loader. Okay. So we're back. Everything's good. Continue. $2,200. All right. We're fine. It's all good. And I can't send anything else out. So if I tried to deliver, I'm guessing this would not work because it should not work because that says 0 of 2. So I would think that we should not be able to send anything else out here. I mean, it'd be interesting to try. So maybe I'll try one of these little ones. See if this is going to break on me. I don't know if it will. So deliver. No, can't. All trucks are currently in use. All right, that's what I wanted to see. And we should not be able to send anything off to our own store either because we do not have any more trucks available. So if we go out of here, go to the business, go to our bakery, we should not be able to supply anything again because we have no trucks left. So you have to either choose whether or not you're going to supply your own stores or send trucks out. Those are the choices you face on a daily basis. So it would have probably been good to send more stuff to the bakery to give them more variety, but we do not have that option anymore because we send everything out just in outbound shipments. In terms of the inbound shipments, let's see. 1761 for that, 1755 for that. That's a lot of dairy. I always feel like the produce orders do better. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and I'm going to do this produce order, even though it's going to like wipe me. Oh man, that wiped me completely out of money. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Ooh, I don't know. We may not have much money left. We're going to find out. So I don't need to, again, I don't need to check anything because our driver loader will guarantee that I have everything that I need. So I guess on the produce, this is where it becomes very helpful because then I don't need to use the scale anymore because this guy will guarantee that what the truck says it actually has. And now I got to remember all the broccoli goes in the freezer because it says right on there, broccoli keep frozen. I will not forget that. The cabbage can go in a dry place, and I cannot stack this up too much higher. So we're gonna get this right this time. We're not gonna biff it. So the cabbage will go there on top of the other cabbage. This will go in a frozen place. So we're going to open that up. I'm going to try and open that up. So there we go. Broccoli will not fit on top of other broccoli there. Ooh, this is going to be tricky because the broccoli does not stack. And that's also going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to really do a better job at getting this all in here. And then there's my pinky. I wish I had an ice cream shop because I could send all that ice cream away. But that was all the broccoli I had. Oh, no, I've got more broccoli. Oh, no. I hope this is all going to fit in here. So lower box and then open the door. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can get 4 in there. Oh, yeah, hey, for sure. He was short, kind of funny looking. All right, so that's good. All closed up. And then I think everything else I've got is just stuff that is just goes in a dry place. It certainly looks like it. So cucumbers, dry place. Carrots, dry place. Carrots again, dry place. More carrots. So many carrots. Man, look at all these carrots. And even more all the way up to the top there. Okay, let's just take care of that. Because, again, I don't want to have anything go wrong. So we're just going to put all this up. I love the fact that all the produce stacks like that. Provides for some nice quality pivots. A little bit of slow motion pivots because you do have to aim a little bit. But still, you still get a good quality pivot. And we always love a good quality pivot here. Cabbage. Right about there. And now we'll go grab the rest of this. So yeah, I can see where when you get into the bigger orders, having the driver helper becomes beneficial because it was kind of slow you down to have to keep on taking these things, weighing them, writing it all down, just checking everything out. It's just nice bringing it all in and just taking care of it all in one shot instead of having the intermediate step. So I still wonder if it's worth the $300 a day. You've really got to get a lot of shipments in to make it worth your time, because otherwise you're gonna just get eaten alive on those costs. But again, now all I should be able to do is I didn't even grab the clipboard on that. So now we should just be able to go down here, 15. You can type it in now. Oh my gosh. I did that as a lark, but you can type it in. You still can't hit anything for note. That's the unfortunate part. So you do have to actually hit the mouse button for note, but you can type all the numbers in. Oh, that's beautiful. Now, if you could just hit enter for the note button, that would be even better. But the fact that you can still type it in using your keyboard is brilliant. I didn't even realize you could do that. It's probably in a patch note that I did not check. Yeah, it says right now there on my screen. I'm looking over here. Update, hiring, fixed, numpad support, new warehouse work, new warehouse colors. It's all right there. Again, didn't check my patch notes. Why would I do such a thing? Come on now. Come on. What are you thinking that I'd actually check the patch notes? So many people. I can hear you all screaming. All of you, I can hear you screaming. So now let's go here to shipments complete. Again, everything's successful. Don't have to check because I got the driver helper. We're all good. And go ahead, continue. We're going to take care of our taxes. I'm certainly not going to have enough money after this. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we're flat broke. I hope I'm not going to go bankrupt, but we're about to find out because I do not have the money I need to pay all of my workers. So let's see what's going to happen now. Management, sign out. Don't do bad things. We have $425. Does it not pay our workers until later? It may still be that way. So let's see how much stuff we sold. So if we look at our bakery, how much stuff did we sell? So business, bakery, we sold $85. So I'm guessing that it just still has not paid our salaries yet. And maybe it will. So yeah, because we should have no money now at this point. So we're going to find out. Because I remember him saying that it takes a bit for yep, there we go. Now it caught up. Now we have no money. So all of our cash is gone. We have 40 cents. We don't even have a buck to hang on the wall anymore. We're down to 40 cents. So I'm really going to have to be careful with what we do here. We got to get some big things out the door. So 550, 473. So let's get the oranges out the door, deliver loader. And then we're going to send, that's 459, that's 473, 350. So we're going to do 473, deliver loader, get that out the door. So then we'll actually have some cash. I have to actually pay for everything at the bakery. I'm beginning to wonder if I want to keep on doing stuff at the bakery. Yeah, this is a challenge because right now, I really wish we had more trucks. That's the trouble. Now the other thing is, I wonder if you unrent the place, can you have it but not have it rented? So what happens if you have to lay off all the employees and then haul, whatever haul means. So yeah, we'd have to lay everybody off in order to do that. Maybe I'll let it run itself out. I might fire the salesperson because we're not the salesperson doesn't seem like they're doing enough for us. So we're not going to worry about having a salesperson. Maybe I've just got to have more variety in there for the salesperson to become effective. But the trouble that we keep on having is that we only have 2 trucks. And of course, I paid the salaries of the salesperson and then fired them, but I don't think it would have mattered. I think that we would have owed them that anyway because I think that was the salaries for yesterday. I have $849. That's all we're going to be able to possibly do is get a shipment of bakery. No, we can't even do that because I don't even have $1,032. So we are strapped for cash. We're going to go ahead, just sign out because there's nothing else we can do other than get into the next day. And now if we take a look and see how much stuff we sold and how much stuff we have at the bakery, how are we looking? So business, bakery, we sold nothing. Do we even have anything left? We've got to have stuff left. So let's take a look and see what we've got left there. So goods, bakery. Yeah, we've got 30 pieces of bread left. So I'm beginning to think that the bakery is kind of a losing thing because we didn't even sell any bread there yesterday. I mean, that feels like it's a loser. So I might go ahead here and just consider that bread lost. It wasn't a bunch of money for it, but yeah, this is not going well there. So not every venture is going to be a positive one. So we're going to lay off the cashier. You got to pay their salary first. So let's pay that. We're going to lay them off. We're going to unrent the place. And we're not going to do anything with that right now. Because maybe that's when you start having a lot of money. You can get yourself into that, but we are nowhere near that point. So we've just got to do the basics right now. Because, yeah, we're just scraping by on a day-to-day basis. There, however, is $1,303. That is a big number. That is going to go a long way towards getting us where we need to be in terms of having some cash flow. And then what are these other ones here? Let's see, 764 is pretty good. That's the best. So 764 is what we're going to do. Load that up. So now we got $2,400. Again, that's a good positive number. So that's going to definitely help us out with where we need to be. Because we had to have $425 a day in salaries. We can now take a look. What do we have back here? We've still got tons and tons of produce. So maybe the best thing to do is just going to be to get some dairy. I don't know. Yeah, because we got all that broccoli that's nice and frozen. It's important to have your frozen broccoli. We're going to go here and let's see what we can do in terms of shipments. So we're going to close that. Shipments. Let's see what the dairy shipment is. $1,755. So that would leave me with $700. Let's do it. Let's see what we're going to have when we do that one. So what's on here? Lots of things. Lots and lots of things. So we're going to pay attention and we're going to see what needs to go where. We're not going to biff this. And it may be worth it to get into the dairy place because the dairy sells for more. So if we can open the dairy, that might be better. All right, this all goes in the freezer, and that I knew because we've had that in the freezer before, so that's no surprise. This goes in the fridge, and I know that because we've had that in the fridge before, so that's no surprise. Then we have this other stuff. Oh, these are just yogurt. That absolutely goes in the fridge because we've done that before, so that's no surprise. These are butter, the lunch butter. I may not. Oh, that will get in there. That gets frozen. So we'll put that all there. And then we'll have to come back. I believe that's more kefir. And that also. So we have nothing that goes on the shelf. Everything goes in a fridge or a freezer at this point. So we will take care of that. So close that up. I think I can merge these together. So I'm going to go E and then merge. No, they're not the same thing. So I can't do that. So the only way I'm ever going to get rid of that is going to be to sell it to the dairy place, to the dairy store, because we just do not have. But that does go with that. We just do not have anything. No one ever gets a partial shipment of things. So yeah, for all these things that we have partials of, we've got to just send them off to a store that we would rent to be able to get them out of our shelves, or get them out of our warehouse rather. Okay, so that all goes there. The butter goes there. And we'll just drop that right in place. It doesn't stack like so it doesn't like snap on like the crates do over there, like the bread crates and stuff. And all we should have left on here is the kefir, which also goes in the fridge because we made sure to look at our screen and know what we need to put where. We won't get fooled again until the next time that I forget to look at my screen. So, which will probably be very, very soon. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this put away. Yeah, like that one milk, that's never going to go on a truck because no one's ever going to order one milk. They're going to order a 4-pack of it or a 6-pack. That might have been a 6. But yeah, no one's ever going to order one. So the only way we're going to do anything with that is to buy the dairy and send it to the dairy. So now here's 70, click note down, 12, click note down, and so on and so on. Again, I just wish we could. I know I keep asking for things. It'd be nice if we could just hit enter and then have that be the equivalent of hitting the note button. But I'm very, very happy that you can actually key it in key in the numbers using your keyboard. Because yeah, I tried the enter button and it didn't work. So yeah, maybe I wonder. I wonder if like the other enter key would do it. So let's try this again. 70. Let's try 71. 71. Enter. Oh, so the other one does work. So it's interesting. Let's see. Let me try this again. So let's go here. Let's try 12. So that one does not. Oh, neither of them do. Why did it work before? I don't know. So 18. Try that now. So back 18. Enter. Okay. Just a second ago it worked. I don't know. It's something. We're not going to worry about it. Let's get in here. Let's get that truck sent off on its way. So shipments complete. Everything's good. Don't have to count because we're paying $300 for the driver helper. The invisible driver helper. We don't know where they are. We don't know what they do. Well, we know what they do, but we don't know where they are. So let's drop that and that. And now we have no more trucks available to us. Yeah, no more trucks. We only have $599. We have a whole bunch of dairy. So, and are we level 15 yet? I thought we were getting pretty close. Nothing spoiled. So that's good. I did not screw anything up there. If we look, management, we are level 15. So if I wanted to, I could buy the dairy, and I feel like the dairy might not be a bad thing to acquire because we make good money on dairy. So let's take a look. So if we go back into businesses and the dairy, $70 a day to rent the dairy. That doesn't feel like a bad deal. So yeah, we're going to rent the dairy, going to get a cashier. We're not going to supply it with anything yet because I want to see what our outbound shipments are. Outbound. So 668, 350, 350, 305, 1583. So this for sure is going to happen. So we're going to deliver that loader. So that is good. Now we're not going to send the other one out. We're going to send a bunch of stuff to our new dairy store that we have. So we're going to, the dairy store, we're going to send a bunch of stuff to the dairy store to see how well that's going to do in a given day. So management, business, supply, and then that should back the truck in. It's going to back the truck up. We're going to load it for sure with all these little singles and stuff that we've got. So this cheese, we're going to get that out of here because, again, that's never going to go on a delivery. So drop down. This cheese is going to go for sure. We've got this pinky ice cream that's going to go for sure. This one thing of Milky is going to go. I think I can get that in there. Yeah. And then I'm going to check and see if I've got any other singles of stuff or odd quantities that are not full. And we're going to send all this over to the dairy store and see exactly how things are going to go there with all this. Hopefully it's going to be good. Hopefully it's going to make at least $125 a day because otherwise it's not worth it to have the dairy either. Other stuff that we can send to the dairy. Let's see. Are any of these partials? That's a partial, so they'll get those 6 milk desserts. I'll send some more milk dessert anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. That is a partial, that milk luxury. There's only one in there, so that's never going to get in an order. There's some milky, so we'll send that too. Other stuff we can send. We'll send some of this. We'll send some of the kefir. That should go on the top there. Yeah, that'll sit there. And then we'll go with that. We'll just see what it's going to be like if we send all that. Or maybe we'll send one of these guys as well, one of the milk lunch. Throw all that on the truck and see what we're going to have in terms of a day at the dairy store and how well business is going to go there. And again, hopefully it's going to go good because I'm really kind of counting on this to give me some additional income outside of the 2 trucks that we get per day. So that is loaded. Of course, all held down by magnets, so it's not going to get jostled on the trip. That is now going to get sent when we hit supply here. So we're going business supply. Now, if we take a look at our list of goods over at our dairy store, they've got cheese milky, cheese lunch, ice cream pinky, milk milky, milk lunch. They got a lot of stuff, basically. And hopefully they sell a bunch of it tomorrow. We are going to find out. We're not going to worry about a shipment. Well, let's actually take a look and see if there's a cheap one. So I should not say that we're not going to. Never say never. But how much is the dairy? $12.72. That would leave me with like $500 again. $10.32 for the bakery. $2,800 for the produce. I don't have that cash. So yeah, we're not going to do any of those. We're just going to let it be. So let's find out. Getting into day 25, how much money is the bakery going, or the dairy store going to make? Did it make anything? Do I need a salesperson in order for it to make anything? I've got this bad feeling that I need to hire the salesperson for it to even sell any goods. So let's take a look. So business, the bakery. Why do we keep saying the bakery? Did I not hire that person? I thought I hired them. I really thought I hired them. I guess I did not. So, all right. So, well, we supplied them and we didn't hire anybody. So we had a completely unmanned dairy store that I keep calling a bakery. I don't know why. So now we've got a cashier. So no, we'll go another day and we'll find out. Okay, we all see I hired the cashier. I thought I did that the day before. I'm telling you, I really need to pay more attention. I don't know what it is with me, but there's an issue. So shipments, actually management. What do we have that's going to be good? 264, 126, 195, 660, 345, 491. Why no produce, darn it? Buy my produce. I need people to buy that. So 660 loaded. I've got lots of produce. I just need people to buy my produce. I don't know why they're not buying that. I mean, that would really be helpful. Really would mean a big deal to me if they would just do that. So let's see. What was the other one that was big? 491. So let's deliver that. Get that out of here. Pushing us back over $2,400. Let's see if there are any shipments that we can send. So escape out of here. So our shipments, 2737. Nope, 1272. I guess I could do that because if nothing else, we'll have plenty of stuff that we can maybe send off to our dairy store that is not a bakery that I now hired a cashier for. I did all the steps. I remember visibly seeing all the steps performed. And now let's go here, grab all of these things, and put them onto our shelves because we cannot even send them away anymore because we have no more trucks to send out. Can I sneak that in somewhere? No, because this kefir is in a bad spot of placement. So I'll just run this in first. Or is this even kefir? I think it is. Normally, yeah, those are kefir, and they do get refrigerated because it says it right there in the bottom left of my screen. And all the kefir so far has been refrigerated, so that would too. We've got a bunch of butter that also needs to be frozen. So all this needs to be frozen. The butter dessert, I don't know what dessert butter is. I've never heard of that, but I guess maybe it's just for when you're making pastry. That would be something for dessert. Maybe if you're making tarts. Perhaps that's what it is. There's some luxury milk. Here's a bunch of milk lunch. This can all go onto our shelves because this goes in a dry place. And it is shelf stable. So let's take care of that. Drop that off. And set that up there. Okay. Just like that. Put those there. And then this goes in the fridge. The milk luxury goes in the fridge. Yeah, the 6-packs go in the fridge. All right, so there's that. Close that up. The butter goes in the freezer. Dessert butter. So we'll drop that right there. Okay. Still got broccoli like crazy. Got broccoli for days in my freezer. I still find it so weird that you put broccoli in the freezer. But I guess. I don't know. I mean, not stuff that you would buy fresh. I mean, I know that there's such a thing as frozen broccoli, but it's not like stuff that you would normally. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about it. Let's go ahead. Just get our milk. This is also shelf stable milk, our milk dessert. Go ahead, pop that there. Close my doors. Run this onto the shelf. Run! And put that right by my other milk dessert. Okay. Good there. Just like that. Okay. And is that full? That one is full. And I'm not even going to bother closing my doors today. I'm a rebel. So tab. Now I'm going to try this again. 18, enter. No, enter keys are not working. So I guess I do have to hit note. I don't know why it worked that one time. So weird that it did the one time. But it's okay. 27, click note, S, 12, note, and then 12, note. Good. Over into my computer, shipments, complete. It is kind of nice not having to count anything anymore. Be nice if it didn't cost me $300, but it's still nice. I guess that's the price you pay. And then let's go ahead, click that, throw our stamp on there again. And now we're going to see how much money we're going to make at our dairy store that is not a bakery, that does have a cashier. I'm going to check it again. It has a cashier. We're going to see how much money we make at our dairy store that is not a bakery. Let's find out. What's it going to be at our dairy store that's not a bakery? How much money did we make there? Hopefully we did pretty good, because if so, that will prove to be a good venture. So business, dairy store that's not a bakery, $858. Now that is good money. That's a business worth investing in right there. Bakery, for the birds. But this, good numbers like that. So yeah, just keep on getting all of the dairy trucks, sending all the dairy out to that place. That's good stuff. I like that. So we're going, with that being the case, we're gonna actually see what we have left there. Not much. So we sold a bunch, which is fine. We're gonna definitely get the shipment from the, what am I trying to say? We're going to get the dairy shipment. So let's go ahead and do that. Escape out of here. Escape. Shipments, dairy, 1322. Darn tootin', we're doing that. So let's grab this, even though we don't need it. We're going to take all of this, and whatever it is, I'm just going to probably just turn around and put it right into my outbound truck. So I'm going to have one truck that goes out with all this, because why not? So let's just take all this. I wish I had something that was bigger to hold all this, just because, again, I'm not going to even send this out. I'm not even going to put it on the shelves. This is just going to turn right back around, go on an outbound truck, and go right over to my dairy store that is not a bakery. And I think this might actually even all fit in here. If I get lucky, this might all work. Oh, yeah. We got plenty of space. Tons. I could get even more in here if I wanted to. Come on. Work with me. There's a center. Yeah, there's a center of gravity there. For sure. And then our luxury butter. Luxury butter. For when breakfast and lunch or dessert butter just won't do, we instead introduce you luxury butter. I'm going to actually load this up with even more stuff to send over to our place, because this is making good cash. So I'm just gonna load this up with butter and butter and butter, and we're gonna send that all off to our dairy store that's not a bakery, and see how much money we're gonna make just with all of this. And then we'll take care of just produce outbound shipments, and then also the bread outbound shipments. And maybe that'll be the way to do this. I don't know. We're going to wait and see if we're going to get ourselves to the point where we get overstocked too much at our bakery. At our dairy store. I keep saying bakery. At our dairy store, we're going to see if we're going to get to the point where we might get overstocked at our dairy store. And then if so, we'll slow down getting stuff sent there. But this is all going to go right over to the dairy store. That's the plan. We've got to type all this in. So this is everything that came in. So 18 notes down, 20 notes down, 12 notes down, so on, so forth. Just like that. Escape. And send this shipment off. Good there. Now we're going to check and see what we have in terms of our daily shipments that we can send out. So the orders, lots of orders. 1060, 350, 345, 720, 350, 624, 345. Okay, we'll do the 1060. We'll deliver that. All good there. A loader. Oh, can't find enough ice cream pinky. Why can't you? Is it because it's in the cart? Is that the issue? Maybe it's because it's in the cart. So let's drop that. Maybe if you don't, maybe if you have it in the cart, they have problems. So we'll take this stuff and throw it back in here, and now we'll let them try it. So let's go again. So management, loader. Can't find the cheese milky, so they need 40 of those. So let's put that in there. All right, so we apparently did this a little too much. So let's cheese milky, throw that back in the fridge. Okay, maybe they need that too. All right, so we'll put that there. Try it again. I'm going to end up putting these things back in here one by one until we can send that out. So once more. Nope, cannot set on that. Oh, loader. Can't find the butter lunch. Okay, so butter lunch. We'll go back there. That's my butter lunch, right? It is. So throw that in there. Throw that in there. And throw that in there. Okay. Anything else? Or do we finally have everything back in the containers that we need? I should have done this part first. Loader. There! Now we got it. Now it's good. Now we can take the rest of it and send it off. So everything else into the pool. And then into the truck. So we're going to go here immediately. Business, supply, the dairy store. Take everything else that we've got, throw it back into here. So let's see, what do we've still got a couple butter left. So let's take that. Okay, there. We got that. And then our ice cream stays perfectly frozen on the floor. I know you don't believe it, but it does. Got our cheese there. Can we take the yogurt? Will the yogurt sit on top of there? No, it won't. So we'll just leave that there. That's fine. And I don't think anything else will sit on top of. I don't think anything sits on top of the cheese. Like if I try and put this kefir there, I don't think it'll go. No, because it's a different kind of. I think it's because it's a different type of container, and these containers can't have anything loaded on top of them, other than other similar containers. I believe. So let's start taking all this stuff, loading it here, just to send off to our dairy store. And then we're going to see how much money we make tomorrow. We'll just check that out. That'll be the last thing that we do. Just see how much money we made at the dairy store. That is not a bakery. Okay. Lots of butter, because every good dairy store needs butter. So let's send all that off. We're going to have all kinds of variety of things. Always good. Variety is the spice of life. That can go there. That can go there. These can go right about here. Again, all magnetized on the pallet. Will not get jostled in transit. Even if we stack them 4 high, it will not be a problem. Will that even stack? That will. It'll stay perfectly in place all the way to the store. Done. Closed. $1,100. Send that off. Business supply. Away it goes. I believe. I'm going to check, make sure that it went. I believe it did. I didn't hear anything, but I'm going to check and see if it's gone. No, it's not gone. Why are you still here? You should have left. Why did you not leave? I mean, I put dairy store stuff on there. Business dairy store. So press supply to send it off. Why are you not sending? Supply. Why are you not sending? You should be sending. Business supply. Oh, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna probably have to find that out another time. Yeah, because it's all dairy. Is it because it's stacked too high? Is that the problem? Is that where we're having trouble? So maybe if I just set that there in my cart, and then maybe let's try it. I don't know. Maybe it's just stacked a bit too high. Maybe I need to push the pallet all the way back. So let's try again now. Maybe I need to close the doors. So let's take a look. We're going to try and send this away again now because it's only got dairy in there. So no businesses. I don't know. Something's not right. That'll be something that we will have to investigate, see exactly where our problem is, because there's apparently something not happening correctly there. We have a stuck truck. I don't know why. It is full of dairy, but it does not want to go to the dairy store. There's a mystery there. We will have to another time see if we can solve it. But that is going to be all for this one, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you really like this video, I'd love it if you consider giving the channel a subscribe. But until we meet again, thanks as always for being a part of all of my silliness. I'm Rusty Champagne, and we will see you later.